Respect is not something you
May
demand from
peace
others.
and joy
It is the
fill
fragrance
your
that naturally
hearts.
arises when there is awareness. Today, people talk so much about being respected in relationships, in work, in society, but they rarely look at what it truly means. When you demand respect, what you really seek is recognition. You want someone to see you as valuable, but that desire itself shows you have not yet seen your own worth. The need for respect is born out of inner emptiness. When you know who you are, when you are in touch with the core of your being, you do not need anyone to acknowledge it. Respect is no longer something you chase, it becomes something you radiate. When you meet another human being, respect should not come because of their age, their wealth, or their position. It should come simply because they are a piece of life, just like you. If you can see life in another being, truly see it, then respect happens naturally. It is not a moral value, it is a recognition of existence. You do not respect a flower because it smells good or looks beautiful, you respect it because you see it as life expressing itself in a different form. The same should be true for every person, every creature, even the air you breathe. If you can live with this sense of reverence, every moment becomes sacred. Most people confuse respect with fear. When someone has authority, power, or control, people act respectfully, but it is not respect, it is submission. Real respect does not come from fear, it comes from understanding. If you bow down because you are afraid, you have not understood the essence of humility. But if you bow down because you see the divine in everything, then every act of respect becomes an act of liberation. You are not lowering yourself, you are dissolving the walls that separate you from the rest of creation. In relationships, respect is the true foundation of love. Without respect, love quickly turns into need, possession, and pain. When you respect someone, you allow them to be as they are. You don't try to fix them, change them, or make them an extension of your desires. Respect means you see the other person's life as valuable as your own. When this understanding enters your relationships, there will be no conflict of ego, no struggle for control. Love will not be a transaction, it will be a celebration. Look at how we live today. We respect money more than people. We respect fame more than truth. We respect comfort more than courage. The world has learned to bow down to success, not to sincerity. But success without integrity is hollow. A person may rise high in the world's eyes, but if they cannot treat others with dignity, they have fallen within themselves. True greatness is not in being above others, it is in seeing everyone as equal expressions of the same life. Respect begins with how you treat what is around you. How you sit, how you eat, how you speak, how you handle even the smallest thing, all of this shows whether there is respect in your heart. When you pick up something and keep it gently, when you speak without bitterness, when you listen without interrupting, you are not doing it for manners. You are doing it because there is awareness of life. When awareness is present, respect follows naturally. You cannot be disrespectful if you are truly conscious. Disrespect is only possible when you are unconscious, when you are lost in your own illusions. When you walk upon the earth, walk with respect. Every step you take is upon a living planet that has nurtured countless generations before you. When you eat your food, eat with gratitude. When you drink water, realize that it has flowed through the veins of the planet for millions of years just to reach your hands today. This sense of connection is respect. If you treat the earth with reverence, it will respond with abundance. If you treat it carelessly, it will show its pain in ways that can shake the world. Respect for life is not about politeness, it is about perception. If your eyes are open, you cannot help but respect everything. A tree, a river, a stranger on the street, everything becomes sacred when you are awake. The problem is that people live through filters: religion, caste, nationality, gender, and through those filters, they see separation. Once you see separation, respect becomes selective. You respect some, and you look down on others. That is not respect, that is prejudice with decoration. Real respect knows no hierarchy. It flows equally toward the saint and the sinner, because both are just different stories written by the same source. When you live with respect, even your presence becomes healing. People will feel peace around you because you are not judging, you are not comparing, you are not trying to be above anyone. You are simply acknowledging the life within them. Respect is not a behavior, it is a way of being. When you live with that awareness, every action, every word becomes graceful. You stop reacting to people's ignorance, because you understand that everyone is doing their best according to the limits of their perception. This understanding is not weakness, it is strength of the highest kind. In today's world, respect is often mistaken for agreement. People think that if you respect someone, you must accept everything they say or do. That is not true. You can disagree and still respect. In fact, only when there is respect can disagreement be meaningful. Otherwise, it becomes conflict. Respect allows dialogue to happen without hostility. It means you value truth more than your opinion. It means you are willing to listen, to learn, and to expand beyond what you already know. Respect is also the key to self-mastery. When you respect your own body, you will not abuse it with toxic habits. When you respect your time, you will not waste it in meaningless pursuits. When you respect your mind, you will not fill it with negativity. And when you respect your life, you will not live it half-heartedly. You will live it fully, consciously, gratefully. Respect is not just how you treat others, it is how you treat existence itself, starting with yourself. If you look deeply, you will see that respect is love in its purest form. Love can be emotional, possessive, or fleeting, but respect is constant. It is not dependent on how the other behaves. You respect not because they deserve it, but because you have realized that all life deserves reverence. Even the one who hurts you deserves your respect, not for their actions, but for the life that still beats within them. This is not weakness, this is wisdom. Because when you can respect even what you dislike, you are free. The world we live in today desperately needs this understanding. We have technology, wealth, and comfort, but we lack reverence. We shout opinions but do not listen. We take from the earth but do not give back. We use people for our goals and call it progress. Without respect, humanity becomes hollow. The moment respect returns, compassion awakens, and with compassion, everything beautiful follows: kindness, peace, harmony. Respect is not something to practice, it is something to awaken. The day you realize that you are not separate from the rest of life, respect will no longer be an effort. It will become your very nature. You will see that everything you touch, everything you see, everything you breathe is a sacred extension of yourself. Then you will not harm, you will not dominate, you will not destroy, because you will know that whatever you do to another, you do to yourself. To live with respect is to live in awareness. It is to move through the world as a blessing, not as a burden. When there is respect in your heart, your words heal, your presence uplifts, your silence comforts. This is the power of awareness, it transforms even the simplest life into something divine. And when respect becomes your natural way of being, you do not just live, you live beautifully, consciously, and in harmony with all that is.